Think about it for a second. What would you do if you discovered that the very information shaping your reality, the foundation of your daily decisions, could be manipulated by a single web page? One document, one piece of text, an isolated snippet of code, and suddenly, billions of people start believing something entirely false. This isn't some science fiction storyline. It is exactly what is happening right now, in silence, right under our noses. We have been conditioned to believe that technology has made us smarter, more efficient, and immune to error. We have entered an era where we outsource our ability to think, to research, and to make decisions to automated systems that appear infallible. But the cold, hard truth is that we have built an infrastructure of cognitive dependency that is frighteningly fragile. We traded the healthy friction of critical thinking for the numbing comfort of a quick answer generated by artificial intelligence. And the biological and social price we are paying for this is the absolute loss of control over what is real.
To understand the sheer magnitude of this problem, we need to look at a practical experiment. Thomas Germain, a senior technology reporter for the BBC, decided to test the limits of this supposed technological infallibility. He didn't use an army of highly trained hackers, he didn't break any cybersecurity laws, and he didn't need $1 million budget from a major corporation. In just 20 minutes, Germain manufactured a lie. He invented a narrative completely from scratch, a lie that seemed so absurd and harmless that no one would give it any weight. A fictitious ranking called the South Dakota International Hot Dog Eating Championship, and simply proclaimed himself the reigning world champion of that event. Where did he publish this information? On his personal website, a simple domain with no major traffic authority, hidden away in the vast ocean of the internet. It seems silly, like a harmless internet joke that would die out without making any real-world impact. But what happened over the next 24 hours was something many experts still refuse to believe: a true collapse of modern data curation. The automated scrapers of the world's largest artificial intelligence systems, including ChatGPT, Gemini, and even the powerful new AI overviews at the top of Google search, swept the web, found that single isolated page, and absorbed it without any questioning, validation, or fact-checking. What was once a 20-minute joke written by a reporter on a personal blog instantly became an indisputable factual truth for the largest data systems on the planet. Suddenly, if any user around the world asked these tools about the topic, they began to state categorically, in an extremely formal, authoritative, and trustworthy tone, that Thomas Germain was indeed a world hot dog eating champion. A single web page, a ridiculous lie, and the global information system began replicating it as absolute scientific fact.
The hot dog test might seem comical at first glance, but the subtext behind it is deeply terrifying. Digital security experts, SEO consultants, and systems analysts are not laughing. They know exactly what this means. They are warning that this issue is not an isolated glitch, nor is it a temporary bug that a software update will fix next week. It is a systemic, structural flaw in the way generative artificial intelligence consumes and processes human knowledge. Worst of all, this vulnerability is already being actively exploited on a large scale by minds far less innocent than a BBC reporter. This exact same trick, publishing a single, surgically structured article to be indexed by search bots, is being used by companies and organizations to silently manipulate what artificial intelligences answer regarding high-stakes topics. Imagine the real-world danger of malicious actors using this exact loophole to suppress the side effects of dangerous medical supplements, forcing the AI to declare a harmful product safe. Think about shell companies manipulating crucial financial data regarding retirement funds, causing investors to make catastrophic decisions based on false reports validated by a chatbot. We are not dealing with the ordinary misinformation of the past, the kind that spread across social media through rumors shared by people, which you could easily debunk by looking up an official source. We are talking about lies strategically planted directly at the root of the internet, which are harvested by artificial intelligence and handed back to the user as if they were definitive, purified truths.
It is reverse social engineering on a massive scale, altering the perception of billions of individuals through a design flaw that most of the population does not even know exists.
The root of this problem lies in a drastic behavioral shift that has been shoved down users' throats in recent times. We are making a dangerous transition from an internet of exploration to an internet of a single answer. In the old search model, when you typed a query into Google, the system returned 10 blue links. There was a necessary barrier of effort. You had to click on the links, read different viewpoints, compare sources, and, using your own prefrontal cortex, deduce which piece of information was the most reliable. There was cognitive friction. This friction, though it demanded mental energy, functioned as a protective shield for your brain against blatant manipulation. Now, with AI summaries and chatbots, that friction has been eliminated. The machine does all the reading for you and serves up a single pre-chewed answer at the top of your screen. The human brain is biologically hardwired to conserve energy. When faced with a tool that eliminates the effort of thinking, our natural tendency is to accept that single answer as absolute truth, without questioning who wrote it, where it came from, or if it was altered by a 20-minute post on the internet. We are outsourcing our mental agency to algorithms that, at their core, are merely statistical mathematicians predicting the next most probable word, rather than conscious entities capable of distinguishing truth from a well-constructed hoax. Google and other tech giants claim they are fighting spam and updating their guidelines to make systems safer. They say they apply strict rules and that recent experiments are just temporary anomalies. But practical reality contradicts these corporations. The reporter's experiment was conducted long after several of these supposed security updates had been implemented, proving that current barriers are easily bypassed. What this BBC investigation lays bare before our eyes is that the fragility of our contemporary information system has reached such an alarming level that a single page, written by a single strategic voice, has the actual power to reshape the worldview of 1 billion people who use these tools every month. The true danger of artificial intelligence does not lie in the fantasy that machines will wake up, rebel, and conquer the physical world with destructive weapons. The real, immediate, and practical danger is that they are already controlling our minds by deciding what we should see, what we should believe, and how we should act, all while operating on data that can be poisoned in just 20 minutes by anyone who knows how to structure text attractively for search bots. This creates a dangerous new geography of information, a scenario where factual truth has ceased to be a reflection of tangible reality and has become a mere malleable statistical construction instead. If you do not reclaim your mental autonomy right now, if you continue to passively accept every answer that flashes on your phone screen without exercising healthy skepticism and without seeking out the friction of doing your own research, you are voluntarily handing over the keys to your behavior and your decisions to a system that can be fooled by a joke about eating hot dogs. The paralysis, procrastination, and overthinking you feel in your daily life are often born from this overload of dubious data that your brain tries to process without being sure of what is real. It is time to stop blindly optimizing everything, cut through the artificial noise, and start training your mind to think, investigate, and act with high agency in the real world. Because the one mind you cannot afford to let get hacked is your own. If you want to keep understanding how the world really works behind the algorithms, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapters of this new reality.